All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's December 25th. It's a Friday. It's about 10 minutes after 5 in the afternoon. Just took my first shower probably since the day before Christmas Eve. And I'm going to say this. I have a lot of great things and great qualities about me, and my life is definitely workable. I need to do a better job, and people have seen this. This has been mentioned to me only once before by someone who cared enough to say it, that I need to do a better job at marketing myself. I've never, being the natural person that I am, I've never took into consideration marketing anything because to me it's deceptive. I like things to be as they are, but um, there are things that appeal to people more. And just again, like I said, watching the Westbrooks and watching how you had Crystal versus India, though they both, just as human beings, have good qualities. Like the new manager bluntly said, she's a better market. India was a better market. And, for me, when I look at my life, like, in my 20s, between 20 and 30 before all this madness happened, um, I was more quote unquote marketable. Um, But I think that what happens and what grounds you in those situations is knowing that you have family, someone that you have to prove yourself to. And what happened last year, that completely went away. I was, pretty much let know that, my family doesn't want anything to do with me. Um, but so, sometimes in the greatest tragedies comes the biggest um, success, the biggest victory, the biggest, I don't know what you call it, when all of a sudden things like a river swiftly changes course in the right direction. Sometimes you need that. And I'm going to say this because, I'm at a point now, like I said, I'm 40, grossly overweight. It could be worse. So, but it's grossly overweight. As far as appearance, you know, my mom and dad gave me all of the appropriate features. However, I do not market them appropriately because, I've just let everything go, and then allowed people to do things to me um, that messed me up a little bit, because again, being that sweet, timid nature person, believing that there is a God, that everything will be righted. Not to say that I don't believe there is a higher power, but believing that there is something succinctly in place to maneuver and change the course of things. Um, and even now I'm laying in this terry night dress and I'm looking down. I haven't shaved in ages. The calves of my legs are hairier than the top, but I'm touching my big fat, humongous, juicy thighs, and I can feel the hair on them. My feet, I'm looking down. Of course, I didn't mention on that long walk that I took the other day, they were really, they were swollen purple. They were literally purple when I took them out of the shoes and swollen. The little toe suffered a lot. And I'm looking at my makeshift pedicure, which wasn't so bad except the big toenail. Um, the tip on that where I painted the white tip got messed up a little bit. And then, as y'all know, my toenail is growing back from some craziness that happened to it. And, I'm just looking at all these things and they're doable. I mean, I'm still fairly attractive. I just have to take care of myself. Whereas before, I took attention to detail, I would have filed this toenail down so long ago and it would have been so perfectly painted. I would have painted them differently every single day. And as far as getting up, I would not sleep past 8, even on a holiday, even on if I didn't have nothing to do, because my mom raised me that way. But it's like when your mother or your family kind of gives up on you, it's like, do you redact all the things that you've learned, because they've given up, So it's just like, and I think it's just because, there's so many negative things that are being said or that are being shared that I know nothing about, and she just can't take it anymore, so that's just what it is. And I do thank her for that, being honest, that basically she's done, so I don't keep trying to be loved where I am not. she's done me a greater favor than anybody that I attached myself to in the past, looking for love and camaraderie and friendship, because they strung me along. My mom did not string me along. She let me know, you know. So thank you for that. Um, through the course of my life, through the course of my walking the other day prior to the interview day, and I haven't looked at my emails or anything, and I don't plan to until probably Monday morning. Um, this is my me time, you know. But I walked past that Greyhound bus station that I passed through last year at the end of March when I went home to see my mom. I went to that Greyhound bus station, walked past it, didn't even, always wondered where it was. And I remember how my heart broke on the way back to Fort Lauderdale when the Greyhound bus stopped and there was a family waiting for someone that was on the bus. And I don't remember the girl's name, but let's say her name was Nina. And the little girls were like, Nina, Nina, Auntie Nina. And it broke my heart so bad. Because just a few hours prior, I went to see my family. Not only was I not greeted, I got the total opposite, Not only was I not greeted, it was 40 degrees outside. And I was just standing out there. And I had to find a room for rent, like for a week. And then my mom got mad at me for doing that. And then one of my nieces that I love dearly, and she was just like, she didn't recognize me. Probably because I gained so much weight for another thing. But she was like, I thought you were a friend of grandma's. Yeah, so my heart, and then she was scared of me because I don't know what my brother told her, but she was scared of me. And it broke my heart. I broke down in so many tears. And talking about present demons, here in this household, like I said, sometimes you get the feeling sometimes where, and I've started to learn this too, just like in the workplace, there are people that will speak to you, but they would also speak negatively about you, and or either not even directly negatively, but kind of sideways, and you're not expecting that because that's not in your nature or spirit. And then when you find out about that, it's terrible. There was a situation, and I don't like to talk about it. I don't know if I should or I shouldn't, but it is definitely a part of um, my history here. There was a situation where, and I guess I should finish, but I'm going to go with my instinct. I'm just not going to get into that right now because that story is there and it'll always be there. And if there comes an occasion where it's very necessary to mention it, which I hope that there isn't, I will. But thinking about today, people around us, it's helpful to have in certain ways, because even if you don't interact directly, again, you're seeing that other people are progressing in these areas, and these are areas that you need to progress on, and that you have all the Bible tools to progress in, and you have all the Bible tools to progress in. But because of your appearance, like I said, I sat around for a couple of days, and for me, just to walk out there with my hair crazy and everything is not cool. So when opportunity presents itself, you can't present yourself to that opportunity because you haven't prepared yourself. So I have to look at myself as a corporation. And looking at it that way, that means, and this is just the thought process that I'm going through. It doesn't mean that I'll immediately be able to enact it because it takes time. But it all starts with the thought. And the first process of that thought is that the same thing my mom trained me on. I need to reenact that into my life, reinsert that into my life. That no, you do not sleep past 8 o'clock. You get up, you take a shower, and you are dressed before 8. You are ready to present yourself into the world. That's what it should be, period. Because when you're not, you miss out on so many opportunities. There are so many opportunities. Just in passing today, I heard conversations about people that had virus and this type of thing and that type of thing. And I heard somebody giving them information on how to correct these things. Those are things that I know how to do. I need to advertise myself. I need to better market myself. I need to be the Maria Chung Willoughby that my mother raised, that she took the time, love, and care to raise. Yes, it's unfortunate that some things have occurred in my life since then, um, that left me in this predicament. But still, all that good home training, all that good love that I received in my earlier years, regardless of what the motivation was behind it, I need to put it to use because that woman spent, as far as I know, like I said, last year I knew that I was disowned, and maybe she may have stopped loving me long before that. But that woman spent a good chunk of her life, taking her time to raise me, you know, and for whatever the reason may be, maybe even if for whatever the reason may be, it may not have been love, but she took the time to do that. She took the time. So I have to, you know, I cannot allow the system, the things that have occurred since then, to take that away. My mom raised me to be a good person, to be a presentable person, and she raised me to carry myself a certain way. And no matter how good my heart is, if I allow myself to sit around with my hair all over the place in a messy environment, it's not the legal system that's doing it. That's me slapping my mother in the face because she did not raise me that way. And she has no more love in her life for me to, she has no more love in her life for me to, for me to, explain to her, because it's no longer true. Before it was true that, it's just a um, expression of who I am. But no, it's no longer an expression of who I am. It's it's me being reclusive. It's not good. Not shouldn't even say not even that word. It's me, just like I said, I'm learning from the Westbrook things. Just like India, her family was wondering like where the heck did she go? She just went off to herself somewhere. It's me, taking a break from from the world, and it's not cool because God, whatever the higher power, whatever the goodness is inside of me has given me so many things. All of us, not just me, but all of us have so many gifts and talents, and we cannot allow ourselves to get disengaged from the beautiful world around us. It is, I mean, it is important to have a balance, of, being in the midst of things and then taking a break and being introspective. But we need to make sure that we have a good balance of that every day. You can't spend like days and days without having time to yourself. And you can't spend days and days and days being by yourself. Every day you need to and this is all a trial and error process. I don't have all the answers, but I'm thankful for this living situation for the moment because there are other people, and so those are people that I can quote unquote practice on. So that means that if, and just like any other sample of the population or microcosm of society, you're gonna have a little bit of everything in this little bitty place. So when you have people that say one thing and that don't know their mind and say something different, when you have people that will throw knives and daggers, and it's you have to. I mean, it's an opportunity, and for me to market myself. So my goal in this world, I love honesty, always number one. Marketing myself, number two, whether it's in my personal dynamic and otherwise. And it's going to be a process. It's not going to be overnight. You're going to see like, oh my gosh, you're going to have this polished person in front of you. No, because it took a long time for me to get here. And y'all didn't, the internet has not had the internet has not had the opportunity to see me when I was that polished person because, due to that legal system or the remnants of that polished person, I didn't have the capabilities to showcase that because all people know of me and what's been broadcast on the internet so much now by me is the state of affairs after the ruins. So anyways, I love y'all. I'm going to govern the rest of my day accordingly. I planted that seed in myself, and let me know what seeds you planted in yourself today. Thanks and bye.